A car is usually the second biggest purchase you'll ever make in your life. For some of us, it's more than just a piece of metal that gets us from A to B. It becomes a part of our life. It's our comfort, our safe space, and it even is an extension of who we are. But when that space is invaded, it can never feel the same ever again. This is a video I never thought I'd ever be filming. But here is the story of how my Bentley Continental was stolen.
Calls for car manufacturers to improve the security of their vehicles as claims for car thefts in the UK reach a 7-year high.
Last year, around 355 vehicles were stolen every day in England and Wales.
Know how we have fun, boy.
Range Rover's gone. Boom. What another one, man?
But most of these thefts are unsolved by the police.
My RS6 has been stolen. It's £85,000 has been taken away from me.
So hi guys, it's H. You've obviously seen the title of the video, which is why you've clicked on. This is a story which I didn't think I was actually going to be sharing. Until now, only my close friends and family knew exactly what happened. Considering the state of the UK at the moment and the fact that car crime has just got out of control over the last few years, I thought it would be important to address exactly what happened to me in this situation. So let's take it right back. I've always been into cars and I've been lucky enough to own some of my dream cars over the years. Whether it's been an Audi R8 or even a £400 Range Rover, I've always gone after the cars that I wanted to experience. That passion is what got me into the car trade as a teenager. And eventually it helped me make that scary jump into the world of YouTube. And honestly, things were going great. The content was so fun, helping you guys get into the business was really rewarding, and the crazy challenges along the way, like driving the cheapest Range Rover in the world to Paris. Those were some of the highlights, all for the same reason, to make fun and genuine content for all of you guys. Now as a YouTuber, you're always looking for that next challenge. Something that pushes you out of your comfort zone and something new for the channel. And at the start of the year, I found that challenge. A crash-damaged Bentley Continental, a 6-litre W12 twin-turbo, a car which cost circa £150,000 when it was new. I always wanted one, but I never had the courage to commit. The running costs, the repair bills, the risks were all so high. But this time, I thought, you know what? Let's just do it. Let's take on the big gamble. And just like that, I bought a Bentley. And here it was. My dream Bentley, gliding out from Copart heaven. Maybe not the most typical collection for a Bentley owner, dusty, dirty, and looking rather sorry for itself. But I was grateful, because this was a huge gamble buying it unseen and crashed. I was just relieved to see it was running and driving well. Guys, I was not expecting that for the car to be driven out. All of the cars we've seen so far have been lifted on the truck, but it's a good sign that the car is running and driving. Let's get it loaded on the truck. You could see I was so happy, but there were some nerves hiding behind that smile, because this still is a Bentley which cost £150,000 when it was new, which means parts for this car were not going to be cheap, and if there were any major issues, this could be a huge financial disaster. But having a look around, the brunt of the damage seemed not too bad, and the majority of the car seemed in reasonable condition, considering it's been involved in some sort of crash. Some light damage to the rear bumper and some dents as well on that rear quarter, all of which seemed to be repairable. And yes, it did mean a lot of time and money would be needed to get it sorted, but never did I think that this dream, vision and hard work ahead would end up leading to the car being stolen. I remember the drive home so clearly. You know, that mix of being so excited but at the same time massively nervous, because I either could have just bought the best thing I've ever bought, but equally this could be the most silly, dangerous and bad decision I've ever made. But from doing the research on the car before I bought it, I worked out the car had been owned by a social media influencer for the last 60,000 miles. I even found photos of the car all over the internet, parked outside luxury homes, posh streets in London, all good signs telling me that this car has come from a good, affluent household. All of these things really reassured me that the car should be okay. It looks like it's just been involved in a bit of a minor accident and needs some TLC to bring it back. But as many of you know, that just wasn't the case. Within 24 hours of me getting the car home, the car developed an issue where it began to plume thick smoke from the exhaust, quite possibly the worst thing to witness when the engine is a 6-litre W12. That is a hell of a lot of smoke coming out of the exhaust. Flipping hell. I took it to a mechanic straight away so I could begin investigating the issue, as the outcome of this problem could majorly impact the direction of the build. It was not looking good. Now when this happened, I got that horrible sinking feeling you get in your stomach when things just go badly wrong. Because this isn't just any engine, this is a Bentley W12 twin turbo. And that means even the most small, minor of issues can cost you a lot of money. A starter motor, for example, on a normal car, you may be looking at a couple of £100 to get it replaced. With a Bentley W12, the engine needs to come out of the car, meaning you're instantly spending thousands. But even still, if you know me, you know I'll always look for the positive in any situation. And I said to myself, if I can't fix this car cheaply, maybe we're going to rebuild with even more power. Or do something crazy, like a full engine swap. And yes, I know it would cost a lot of money to do that, but this was going to be a personal car of mine to keep, something which would stay in the collection for the next few years. And I thought if I do go down that route, it would also make some amazing content for you guys. Now, while I thought about what I wanted to do with the engine, I thought I'll make a start with the bodywork. So I took it over to the guys over at 360 Alloys and Body Shop over in Reading to give them the challenge to bring this Bentley back to its former glory, but with a few subtle changes. This was going to be a huge task. From initially what we thought was a simple repair, very quickly turned into an extensive job. Many man hours went into this rebuild, but it was all going to be worth it. Oh my god, man.
That wasn't what you were expecting, was it?
The whole car? That's right. We ended up going for a near enough full-on respray with this Bentley. The time and effort that went into this was second to none. But it's a Bentley. It deserved to be put back to its former glory, and it needs to be done right. Would you just look at that? I mean, come on. You cannot beat having a piano black finish on a luxury car. It is the ultimate choice when it comes to class. And considering the state that this Bentley came in from Copart, I think it's fair to say that the repair quality from the team at 360 was superior. Now the only thing left to do to the car was get the calipers done red, do the wheels in chrome, and give both the interior and the exterior a full deep clean detail. But I held off doing this because until the engine was fixed, it didn't make sense doing all of this work to make the car look so clean. Plus, there were a few little jobs that needed doing to the car. The suspension would drop once left for a couple of days. It needed an MOT before we could test that engine properly, so I thought it made sense to take the car home, film some content, and find out exactly what's going on with the car. So, to do that, I had to get the Bentley collected from 360 and taken back home. But home was tight on space on the driveway, so I decided to park it at a family member's house, which is very local to where I live. However, that decision to this day is something which I regret massively. It was Sunday night around 1:30 AM and I just got home from a wedding. I was getting ready for bed, and like I usually do on Sunday evenings, I thought I'll watch a bit of YouTube and catch up before I get some sleep, which is when I went to grab my AirPods, and of course, you can never find them. So I went onto my phone and opened up the Find My iPhone app to help me find the AirPods. But while I was on there, I thought, let me just check on the Bentley. Because the car wasn't fully repaired and being driven on the road, I hadn't actually got around to fitting an immobiliser and a tracker. But as a temporary solution, I hid an AirTag in the car. And as I was checking the location for the Bentley, it's at that moment that I realised. The car was being shown parked in a location that I did not recognise. So immediately, I jumped into the car and I headed down to this point where we are right now, 4 miles away from where I live. A million thoughts running through my head. Was the car going to be there? What situation am I going to find myself in when I turn up? Or did they find the AirTag and just throw it out? What's going to happen? All I knew is that I needed to get to the car. Now, since the car was stolen, I have learnt that this is common practice for when car theft takes place. Criminals will often park a stolen car a few miles away in a discreet location and leave it there for 24 hours. This is purely to find out if the car has a tracker fitted, as the time it may take the thief to find and strip out that tracker, it could lead to the police or tracker agent locating both the car and the criminals, or even the premises, such as a chop shop. So this is exactly where I arrived at around 1:45 AM in the morning. A very dark, quiet and dead-end road from what you can see. However, to my relief, the Bentley was actually parked right in that same spot where the Volvo was. And it all seemed in one piece, which was a massive bonus. And I know a lot of you are thinking right now, well, why didn't you just call the police? Many of you will know I've had a situation like this before, where a car was stolen from my office. In that situation, I called the police, and I'll be honest, there was nothing that they were doing for me. They weren't interested, didn't really want to help, and in that situation, absolutely useless. However, in this situation, I live 4 miles away, I had the spare key, I knew the location. Whether it was the right or wrong thing to do in that moment, I don't know, but I came to get my car back. Now, of course, naturally, I didn't want to stay here any longer than I needed to. I did not know what situation this could end up becoming. Had the spare key, jumped in the car, straight away, got the car taken back home. Safe, locked up, garaged. I cannot describe to you the feeling of driving your own car knowing that just a couple of hours ago it was stolen. Only God knows where this car would have ended up if I didn't have the ability to track it down. Most probably, this car had been stripped down for parts to be sold on. Even a used front bumper for a Continental can be sold in excess of £1,000. And just look at how many parts the car has, but more so with the Bentley price tag, this car here could easily have in excess of tens of thousands in parts. Now, I'm not going to recommend doing what I did on your own. It really could have gone wrong. Who knows what situation I was going to get myself into. But in that moment for me, it's instinct which takes over. And thankfully, the car was intact. No visible damage, and the car did seem to be driving okay. But here's the truth. And this one here, it really changes things for me. Because once your personal possessions have been invaded like that, it can never be the same. This Bentley was a dream car for me when I was a little kid. I always wanted to own one, and I didn't think I'd be in a position with YouTube to buy something like this and build it for you guys on the channel. But being honest, from the moment this car was stolen, I've lost the love for it. It's honestly one of the worst feelings knowing that someone has stolen your car. Every time I look at the Bentley now, I can't help but think back to that night. That sinking feeling in my stomach is just something that's hard to forget. And seeing the car every day, it just brings it all back. I've always tried to be a positive person, to turn negatives into something good. But in this case, the only positive I can find is using this as awareness. A reminder that the world isn't always perfect, and that we need to protect the things we all work so hard for. The truth is, I'll never enjoy this car the way I plan to. The road trips, the challenges, all of the experiences. It just doesn't feel the same anymore. And for that reason, this might just be the end of the road for the Bentley. Did I find out who stole it? No. Did I think it was personal? No. Did it play on my mind? Yeah, it did, for the first few days. But based on the fact of the car being taken from a very discreet location, as well as there being a lot of thefts recently, I've put it down to the rise in organised crime gangs that just monitor the area, and unfortunately, in this case, my Bentley was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. What will remain a mystery is how my Bentley was taken. There's only two ways that I believe that this car could have been stolen. Keyless theft entry, which I'm sure you all know about, or the car being put onto a truck and towed away. But honestly, does it really matter now? No. I got the car back and I haven't suffered a financial loss. It also meant that I didn't have to claim on my insurance. So this time, I got lucky. But unfortunately, this is the world we live in right now. Crime is up, unemployment is at its all-time highest since COVID, times are getting really hard, and luxury cars just like this Bentley are becoming prime targets in this situation. And honestly, I don't see how things are going to get better anytime soon. But if there's just one thing you can take from this video, protect your possessions. Invest in trackers or immobilizers, even cheap security such as a £50 steering lock. It may not stop everyone, but at the end of the day, a deterrent is better than nothing. This wasn't the ending I wanted for the Bentley on the channel, but what I can say is there will be bigger and better things coming very, very soon. But for now, that's the story with my Bentley. Do stick around, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and thank you for watching. Take care, guys.